Marcus Hayes, Fight Hub TV here with strength and conditioning coach of Rolly Romero, Coach Larry Wade. What's going on, brother? How you doing?
What's going on, man? Happy to be here. I'm excited, man.
Man, fight week. We are here. There's no more talking, man, even though we got the press conference today.
Facts.
Tell me, man, how prepared is Rolly? We got the chance to talk off camera. What's going on with him?
Look, man, what they're going to see in the ring that night, you're going to see a faster, stronger, and more confident Rolly Romero that they've ever seen before. This young man, and it's not just his ego talking. He put in the work. This kid put in 2-3 months of pre-camp before we actually started camp. He's been trying to get his mind right since January. And then here we are at the end of May, almost June. So you're talking about 5-6 months of him getting focused for what he got to do. He's talking, but he's talking because he knows he put in the work that needs to do to win this fight.
I talked to Coach Bullitt earlier, been talking to him the last couple of weeks. He says that the weight cut looks like it was a breeze. Talk to us about that. Him coming in, looks like he's going to make 135 pretty good.
Well, you know what? The great thing for me is typically I'm in charge of these things, right? But this year, this particular camp, I didn't have to. He brought in his nutritionist. A lot of time the nutritionist doesn't travel with him, but he did this time.
Okay.
So the nutritionist has been responsible for the weight cut thus far, and that makes my job so much easier. You know, I can do it if I need to, but I'm glad I don't have to. For him or Jesus Ramos, they have their people in place, which makes my job so much easier. But no, the weight cuts seem to be easy.
We've heard a lot of talk about quick, twitchy, flashy KO predictions from Rolly, but as a strength and conditioning coach, how prepared is he to grind out a unanimous decision or a split decision over Gervonta Davis?
Well, here's the thing. We always want short nights. We always want to get him out of there early if we can. But my job is to prepare him from best and worst case scenarios. So he's ready to go 13, 14 rounds. We've already done that in sparring already multiple times. So he's ready to take it the distance if he needs to. He just doesn't want to. So we got to prepare for anything that Gervonta brings to the table. And by no means am I saying that Gervonta can't go 12 rounds or anything like that. I know for a fact that he can. So with that being said, we got to prepare him for that.
Speaking of preparation, is there any difference in preparing a guy for a puncher such as Gervonta Davis? He's got such deleterious power. Is there any way that you can condition? How can you help to thwart the blows that Davis will be landing on fight night?
That is a very good question. I have an answer for you. There's two things that I focus on as a trainer. When you got a guy who's explosive and can hit hard like a Gervonta, you want to make sure your fighter understands his distance and range. That's not necessarily my responsibility or my area. That's actually what Coach Bullitt has been working on and has done with him very well. My job is the durability. There's no question at some point Tank is going to be able to touch him. Can your body hold up? Can you still be explosive after that punch? And that's what I've been working on, making sure that if he does get touched on top of the strength that he has, his body can endure it and keep coming. Most guys' bodies don't last, and that's what we've worked on for him.
What goes into building that type of durability? Is it hard body training? What are you doing to get a person in that sort of condition?
Well, it's
you
different.
Can't train to take punches, really.
It's different for fighters, right? Because every fighter has a different body type. Like, for example, you get a heavyweight, right, who has an endomorph frame. They're already built for it. They're for it tough at that point. So a lot of times they're able to take it, at least in the body. Chin, maybe not, but the rest of the body they can. But when you get a guy who has a mesomorph frame, genetically, they're usually able to gain muscle mass relatively easy and lose weight relatively easy. Unlike an ectomorph, which is a smaller frame, those guys take a lot more muscle development to be durable. They're thinner guys. They lose weight really, really fast. They have a high metabolism. These guys are totally different, like a Leo Santa Cruz. Lee is small. He can lose weight really fast. So you have to put a different type of training in for that guy than you would for a guy who has a mesomorph frame like a Rolando Romero.
And as far as, while we're talking about the frame, I talked with Coach Bullitt, and Coach Bullitt went on to say basically that Romero's power comes from his frame and his bone structure. How much can you attest to that, witnessing him and being a strength coach? Does he have a superior bone structure?
Well, I can only assume yes. I didn't do an x-ray to find out the density of it, but I can say that his ability to generate power from the ground up is amazing. It's almost innate, where he didn't have to learn it. He didn't come to me and all of a sudden learn how to turn over power. He had the understanding of it before I even got to him. What I was able to do is help increase the speed and a little bit of the strength that goes along with that. So I would have to agree with whatever Coach Bullitt is saying, but I have not personally done any bone density test to find out for myself. But I do know one thing for sure: when he touches you, it hurts.
And now, his plan definitely is to touch and hurt Tank Davis. But something else that a lot of people are saying that may play in a factor is he's purely bigger than Davis. He's taller.
Absolutely. Taller, bigger, stronger.
Taller, bigger. He may be stronger. Is there going to be any? Do you think that he's got any room to bully Davis at any time in the fight, pushing him to the ropes or anything like that?
He can if he chooses to. I think that's an option for him. But I don't think you can hang your hat on the concept of bullying a two-time, two-division, or three-division world champion. You have to rely on a lot more than bullying a kid to beat him. We've seen that happen in fights where guys bully and still get beat. I think the key is to fight the fighter in front of you and stylistically do the things that have made you successful over time and do that. The hard part for Gervonta, in my opinion, in this situation is how do you prepare for a guy who style doesn't fit anyone? Stylistically, he's his own man. I've never seen a boxer like him that fights the way he fights. So how do you prepare for such an unorthodox guy? That's the part that I think is going to give him the biggest challenge. And I don't know if there's enough rounds in the fight for him to kind of figure that out, because I don't even think Rolly knows that what next move he's going to make when he makes it.
Speaking of that, I was talking to a person who's got knowledge of Rolly and saying that Rolly is quite the chess player for an untrained person. And that may play into the fight itself because Rolly is used to kind of making things up on the fly. Say he's beaten a lot of well-known chess players in and around the Vegas area since he's been a kid, actually training with a grandmaster.
Yeah, this is true. You know, Rolly, it's so funny. Rolly likes to compete, and he likes to play the strategy for whatever it is he's doing. From dominoes to Connect Four to chess to checkers. He pulled me out one day after a fight, immediately after a fight. He pulled me over to, I think, a Walgreens because he was trying to give me my check for the fight, and he says, "Coach," and he's talking about just Connect Four. We get into a conversation in the parking lot. He pulls in the back of his car this Connect 4 game, and he said, "Let's play." I said, "Let's play then. You know, I'm competitive. We're playing for money." Rolly beat the shit out of me every single game to the point where I'm like, you know what, that's it. I lost enough money for the day. And this is like in the middle of the day. He just has strategy for everything he does. You may think in some of the things he's doing that he's making this shit up at that moment. He probably is, but he's already created what the outcome could be and what his next move is going to be after that. So he's more intelligent than what people want to give him credit for.
Definitely, man. Way more cerebral than people probably think. Sometimes it's an advantage to be thought of as a fool.
Absolutely. You know, the bravest man in the room isn't necessarily the loudest one, you know. Sometimes you got to just sit back and watch and let people think you don't know, and you really know. You know, sometimes you look at a person, you think, oh, they're broke, they don't have no money. That person might be the richest man in the room. You ain't necessarily got to show all your cards all the time.
Can't judge a book by its cover.
Absolutely.
Excellent, man. Marcus Hayes, Fight Hub TV here with strength and conditioning coach Rolly Romero. Larry Wade, thank you, coach.
Thank you so much for watching this video, and make sure to subscribe for more videos of your favorite fighters over here on Fight Hub TV, and give us a follow online as well at Fight Hub TV on Twitter and on Instagram. We appreciate it, guys.